actually had the extended time in between when we were supposed to interview earlier this week and now to do a little research, watch a little podcast. And I'll have to be honest with you, I like it.
Well, we're really excited about this podcast. Should I share with you what it's all about?
Well, that's the thing. As I lead in with you today, I want to talk about the experience that you had and your wife had. It's not every day that a billionaire tech entrepreneur just goes and gets canceled because of the money, because of the influence, because of all the power that they wield, plus the work that they do for other people. And there you were in the midst of it. And I kind of want you to, before we even get into any of the topics I want to talk with you about current events wise, give our listenership a little bit of your backstory and where that instance of, cancel culture in its purest form has come and brought you to where you're at today.
Yeah, sure. Well, I'm happy to share my story. I've had a really successful tech career. I made some big innovations in the electronic toll collection arena, believe it or not. My wife, that's where I'm from originally. We started school from scratch, and COVID happened. And going to school during COVID was extraordinarily challenging. My wife and I didn't subscribe to all the mandates that were happening with the vaccines and masking and social distancing, and went against the grain, discouraged our teacher community from getting vaccinated, at least waiting until the summertime. And one of the disgruntled teachers leaked a video to the media, which then caught fire. And we were taken to task by the media, literally globally, to the White House, all over the world. We had camera crews stationed outside, all trying to take us down because we were going against the narrative. That was the first time there was a cancellation attempt. And we lost a huge number of our student body. But it did bring our school to the attention of a lot of people who are aligned with us, which was very interesting. Then another semi-related cancellation about a year later that had to do with vaccines and the students this time, not the teachers. And then about a year later, completely separately, I was trying to make a $10 million donation to the city of Miami to build and improve a sports dome facility that was across from our school that would be enjoyed by the community at large and, of course, our school during daytime hours, which we can use that park anyway. And out of the blue, the commissioner and a lobbyist were arrested for supposedly prioritizing this project over the interest of a competing project. And they tied the dotted lines back to the centenars and our interest in the park and some campaign contributions that we made previously to that commissioner. And it was a horrible nightmare. We became the story, even though we were never accused of anything. We were technically witnesses for the prosecution.
Sure.
And ultimately, at the end of the day, all charges were dropped. Never even went to trial or anything. But there was massive damage. They tried to take us out. It was very malicious and intentional. Ironically and coincidentally, I own a company called Erase.com, which has to do with improving people's reputations online. And we have many different tactics. One of the issues of being canceled is when you feel like you don't have a voice, you have no mouthpiece. And my wife and I were in the same position. So we decided, let's create a podcast about cancel culture. Let's call it Erased. So the dotted line back to our company. Maybe if it takes off, we'll get a lot of people who are interested in our services. And we'll bring on a whole bunch of guests to share their stories of cancellation. So we just started about a month ago. We have 5 episodes online. It's going great. We have each long form episode has thousands of views already. We've had Alan Dershowitz, Roger Stone, Papa John Schnatter, the pizza guy, who got in trouble for some racist comments he allegedly made. And of course, my wife interviewing me and me interviewing my wife. And then going forward, we have amazing guests that we've already sitting in our vaults, many episodes waiting to be released. Just yesterday, we interviewed Gallagher, former Navy SEAL, who got in trouble for allegedly murdering somebody. And of course, all those charges were dropped. But people's lives are completely torn upside down permanently. They never report after the fact as effectively as they did before when they were accusing people of everything. We have real damages. We were debanked. We lost our insurance. There's financial services that they won't go near us. It's pretty bad. And so the podcast is it's called Erased. It's on YouTube, Rumble, Twitter, X rather, Instagram. You can follow us on Instagram, and it's really fun, and these stories are very emotional and entertaining, and nobody's doing anything like it. So if any of your listeners out there are finding that this topic resonates with them, it's a great podcast. We really think it's going to take off. And if you like it, please follow and subscribe and share it with everybody that you know.
Absolutely.